Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, so we will be slowly and gradually covering up these topics. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. So these are the topics which we will be covering today. We will cover up from here till here, like configuring Prometheus, and
Okay.
after that, I want you to practice at your system so that you will get like if you face any issue, you can just ping me or ask DevOps team. They will connect. They will then connect you with me, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the Prometheus. Okay, so what do you know about Prometheus? Like anything you know about it?
Uh, so I heard about that Prometheus, like it takes whatever from the HTTP endpoint metrics and whatever Prometheus is the front and Grafana is like a dashboard where we can see the visualization and we are using PromQL languages, queries and expressions in that to see the pod status and everything, but not at the deeper level.
Okay. Yeah, it's good that you have some understanding of like what the Prometheus is and what it does. Okay, thank you. So basically the Prometheus is like it is an open source system monitoring and alerting toolkit, originally built at SoundCloud. Basically, SoundCloud is a German-based company. They have their platform of like music sharing and all. They have their website. So there to manage the alerting and monitoring with the time series of the timestamp. So they created this tool, and later on, they pushed this tool to the open community. So that's why this tool is now at the open source. So anybody can log into this, just download the package with respective to their OS. Like suppose if it is Linux or it is Windows or Mac, anything. So they need to install the package and run the Prometheus as a service. Okay. So basically, it is written in a Go language, and it basically works on the multi-dimensional data model. There is a you might have worked upon SQL, NoSQL, right? These
Yes, sir.
are these are relational database models, and relational database model what means it has some constraints, and there you have a 2D type of data like rows and columns. All right. So in which your data is represented in the form of rows and columns, and you gather the data. But here in multi-dimensional model, it gathers the data in the form of time series. And the time series is basically there are two things which makes a time series. First is the metric name, and next is the key value pair, which we call labels.
Okay.
For example, there is a application API service. Suppose there is a website like Flipkart. All right. In Flipkart, you want to check on the cart page how many requests we are getting for the ad type. For every API, there are different types like add, post, delete, auth. Okay.
Right.
So basically, it defines in that way. So basically, multidimensional data is like we can gather the data based on the labels, and for that particular times, in the form of queries. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So as you said, how Prometheus fetches, how the Grafana fetches the data. There, so like in SQL, we have a queries like select star something or to select to get fetch the data. So here the query is known as PromQL. So Grafana, whenever Grafana fetches the data from Prometheus, it uses the PromQL query.
Mhm.
Okay, and
Okay.
storage. Prometheus stores data, whatever data it gathers, it stores that data on its local disk, not on the attached hard disk or something like EBS in AWS or all. It stores the data on the local system,
Mhm.
right? So that's why
Yeah.
for Prometheus server, we should go for the RAM with good numbers, like uh, because it will be storing the data and then pushing, and it is a pull model, like it pulls the data from the node exporter, or you say the Kubernetes service discovery, and then and Grafana, it fetches the data using PromQL.
Okay.
If you look at this architect,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have a Prometheus server. Suppose there is a EC2 instance, right?
Mhm.
In EC2 instance, you have installed Prometheus server. So Prometheus, it pulls data from the node exporters. Node exporters, they are basically the instances, like they're like EC2 instances or servers which are running. So it pulls the data. It has that data. Then it puts in SDD, SSD. SSD is your hard disk.
Mhm.
Okay, it can be
Yeah.
SDD or SSD. SSD is your solid state disk. All right. So it stores the data in it, and then Grafana, how it gathers the data using PromQL. In
Mhm.
Grafana, we use for the dashboards, for the visualization prospects, we use it. And alert, for alerting, like to, if you want, it's upon you us, like we want alerts to be uh, published over email or Slack or PagerDuty and anything. So we create a alert, maybe install alert manager. So Prometheus, it pulls the data from target nodes and pushes the data to alert manager. Grafana, Grafana pulls data from Prometheus using PromQL.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So right now we are going to do, we are going to install the Prometheus on AWS, and then we'll look at its basic functionalities like the configuration file and all.
Yeah.
So right now we are going to set up the lab for this. Firstly, I'll create there will be 3 servers. In first server, I will install the Prometheus, and I will create 2 target nodes. And Prometheus will be pulling the data from these target nodes, right?
Mhm.
There's some disturbance coming from your side.
So from my side,
Yes.
um, there is background.
Do you have account on AWS?
No, sir. Actually, I had an account in only for GCP. Uh, I didn't create any account in AWS.
Okay.
So, I have one question, sir. What is exactly the time series? I mean, what is like from the application or from the URL perspective? Anything?
See, time series is basically time series. It is identified by two things. One is
Mm-hmm.
metric and other thing
Mm-hmm.
is labels.
Yeah.
For example, I'll come to that. Okay. First, it is installed. I'll come to that. Till time, just keep two
Correct.
things in mind. Like it is basically time series is formed with the help of two instruments. One is the metric and other is labels. And once it gets configured, then I'll show you
Okay.
that. Okay. Suppose there is an API, as I said,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
slash add. There is API. Yes, okay. Suppose
Yeah.
I'm purchased. Suppose I'm a user. You are working in Flipkart as a infra engineer or monitoring team. Suppose I choose this
Mm-hmm.
mobile phone. Then I select it. It is asking to log in. Okay. So this is a cart, right? Slash cart.
Correct.
You want to see that how many requests have come to this API. Flipkart.com/viewcart.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you will create a metric like API's HTTP count. Then
Oh.
labels. You will create a label like label has two things: method and handler. Method, what it means? If you have some idea about creating an API, whenever you create an API, there are different methods like add,
Correct.
delete, post. All right.
Correct. Yeah.
Whenever developer creates an API, suppose this is an API, so there will be a method for this API like add, post, or delete anything. So
Yeah.
you have defined method as add, and
Mm-hmm.
then after handler, we have defined in handler /viewcart. In handler, we defined whole this www.flipkart.com/viewcart. So what it will do, it will show you the count for this /viewcart for the method type add.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So this
Yeah.
way you will be getting the data for all the timestamps since last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, or 6 hours, anything. It depends at what
Yeah.
time you have enabled or you have used this thing. So the data is in the form of time series.
Oh.
It is a
Okay.
series of time. Like when you select on the dashboard, it shows you last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You have selected last 5 minutes. So the Prometheus database, it will, from the logs, it will grab the data for last 10 minutes. How he has done this? It has done using the time series functionality, in which we don't have to go. It is basically the part of the code, in which it is written. But
Mm-hmm.
how it will fetch that? It will fetch that using that metric label, in which there are two things: method and handler. Okay.
Yeah. So the metric metric can be anything like endpoint, HTTP status, or count, or anything. Right?
Yeah, there are 4 types of metric like count, hologram, gauge, and one is summary. All right. So these are basically metric types are basically client library based. What do you understand by client library based? Suppose your application is in Java or application is in Python. So Prometheus has libraries, predefined libraries, which we need to use it, and we can segregate this metric type into 4 other types. But this has not yet been implemented. In future, you may see that thing. Right now, what is happening? They have their general notation which you can use to create a metric name. There are few built-in metrics, and you can also customize that as well. All right.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So the infra is up. So firstly, let me create one EC2 instance. So in the meanwhile, it gets initialized. I'm going to create 2 target instances. Okay, I have installed right now I'm into the server, right? This is the Linux
Yeah.
server.
Yes, sir.
So firstly, I'll download the package.
Yeah.
Here, this, as I said, Prometheus is an open source. All right. So if
Yeah.
you go to this URL, you can also see the its source code, and the latest series is 2.92. I have chosen this type Linux AMD64 because my instance is of Linux OS. All right. So when you download it, it will give you a tar file, tar.gz. So after that, I will use just to just to check the checksum like download is correct or not. It is correct. Then we'll so with the command tar xvfz, what I did in Windows, there is a zip file. What you do, you just go to that file and extract and all, right?
Extract.
You just click on extract.
Yeah.
Here you can run the command tar xvfz. X means extract,
Mhm.
V means verbose, F means and V means verbose, and F means files, and Z means it will unzip that. All right. So
Yep.
verbose means it will show you like how like the files, like it will show you the logs, you can say.
Okay.
LSFTH, ls have analytics command
Mhm.
to check the files and directories in a particular directory.
Correct.
So here we have this folder, right?
Mhm.
So just this folder. So you will see this binary Prometheus. So it is a binary file. Like if you and it is a script through which we run the service. Prometheus.yaml is the configuration file of Prometheus.
Mhm.
Okay. So there are two ways. One is either you can run this Prometheus by dot slash Prometheus. It is now up and running. Okay, TSDB started, completed loading file. So we have this map that means it is up and running. So how we can check that? Let's go to the server. Prometheus is on port number 90.
Oh.
In production, we don't run it this way. We create a service for it, and then we do that. Okay, I will show you that thing later
Okay.
on. Now, so this is the file. So what I'll do in the meanwhile, just go to the Prometheus configuration file. These are the things which we get in a by default file. Let's talk about the configuration part. Like global. Can you see?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
In global we define our configurations which we can use globally. Like
Okay.
throughout the files, this will be like implemented.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
scrap interval. Scrap interval means the word scrap means here Prometheus pulls the matrix from the target nodes.
Yeah.
So this process is known as scrapping.
Okay.
And scrap interval means like 15 seconds. It means every 15 seconds it will fetch the data from target nodes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Evaluation interval. Evaluation interval means it will evaluate the data whatever it has fetched in every 15 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is evaluation interval. Now rule files. Alerting we will not talk about it. We'll talk about it later. when we go and work upon alerting. Rule files. The rule files is like we define our rules in this block. Okay, scrap. In configs, there are two things: job name and scrap configs and targets. In Prometheus, there are two things: job and instance. Instance means the endpoint. What we understand by endpoint? And this target node. All right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Endpoint means
Yeah,
this target node, and job means group of instances.
Okay.
Okay.
Group of
So
target
job
nodes.
name is yes. So in job name we have defined a job like Prometheus. This is the predefined. In static configs we define the target nodes. Here you will see targets localhost. Prometheus by default does the checks of its localhost, like the server on which it is installed.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
There is one configuration which it is always useful logging queries. How we can log the queries. So what I'm going to do, here just mention this query log file, then of Prometheus slash why I did this. When I run the Prometheus, I get logs on my output console. I want to
Okay.
store these logs in a file. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So in order to do that, firstly I need to create a directory which is this, and then now I will run this at the
Okay.
see. Can you see the logs?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
So earlier, if I run it Prometheus on the if I run it in the backend, then I won't be getting the logs. Like I won't be getting the access to check the logs. So right now, what I did, I created a log file. So whenever I go to the Prometheus, I can check its logs. And I refresh. See, this is the method I was talking about. This is the API, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you see this HTTP request? This whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This whole thing is time series. HTTP request is what? It is the metric name. In curly braces, like from here till here, we have defined labels in the form of key value. Suppose client IP is the key and value is IP. Client method is the key and get is what? Value. Path is the key and API v1 query is the value. So what it does, this is the metric name, and then you have got the time series data. Like, can you see end time, like with respect to time and all, very start
Yes,
time
sir.
and time.
Yes, sir.
So this is known as a time series representation. So I think you can correlate the things like how it does, why it is known as time series.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Now.
So till now we have installed the Prometheus. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
now what we'll do, I'll install this part is done. Now we are going to do this part, target nodes.
Yeah. Sir,
Let me
that query log, whatever it is shown, that is Prometheus log, right?
yes, that is Prometheus logs. Whatsoever
Okay.
activity we does on Prometheus, suppose I am going to status. Let me show it here. Okay, now I'm going to status, then rules. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I have
Okay.
there is no rule. Target. If I click on something alerts, Prometheus, see, it will show you the logs of
Okay.
Prometheus
Okay.
only.
Okay. So when you update that query.log, you have to run that Prometheus dot slash Prometheus and again.
Yeah, we need to reload. You can say reload the configuration file or restart the Prometheus process. What is Prometheus? Prometheus is basically
Okay.
running as a process in on your system. All right.
Okay.
If you log into
Uh-huh.
the here, if I see netset-tu-nlp. Okay. Can you see 90904? It is running
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Prometheus. And once it's set in the
Okay.
process side, after running what? It is running as a service.
Okay. And sir, how to restart this Prometheus? Like
See, right now I have
dot
not created.
slash.
Right now I have not created its service. Net service utility.
Mm-hmm.
I have not created that. So what we can
Okay.
do, if we are running it as slash Prometheus, just give process side.
Okay.
Where Prometheus is still, right? So those are services when you check it, that's it as a team. I go there.
Okay. Okay.
All Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm able to hear you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I missed you. So right now I have installed Node Exporter, and if I
Yeah.
run it,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it is installed now. So when I look at instead happen TUNLP,
Mm-hmm.
so it runs on Node Exporter runs on port number 9100.
Okay.
So if I show you the diagram, so this is our Prometheus server, which we did
Mm-hmm.
till now. It is running on port number
909. Yeah.
It is running on 9100.
Double. Yeah.
So both the things are up and running. Now we will set up the connection in between them. How?
Yeah.
To establish a connection so that Prometheus server can pull the data. So that Prometheus can pull the data. This is so how we can do that. We can do this in. Let's go to the Prometheus server. It's
Yeah.
not running right. Okay. In targets, what I do, I create new job.
New job.
Name it as Node Explore. Then static context. Now what I'll do, I'll create scrap
Mm.
interval 5 seconds. See, I have defined scrap interval seconds here. Here
Yeah.
it is also already written 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So what it will do, this will override the global one
Global. Okay.
for this particular target. Now I will define static on fix. Targets. So IP of node exporter, what is its IP? 10.0.0.47.
Okay.
And port number of node exporter. Node exporter running of port number 9.0. Okay, it is done. Just firstly I'm in the Prometheus process. Once it is killed, then I will restart.
Yeah.
It is giving an error. What is the error? Indentation. Okay, the error is with the indentation. Okay, it is tap interval. Let me check. Okay, node exporter methods. Interval targets and static underscore conflicts. The issue is the indentation. Because YAML, I think I have missed some space. Basically, YAML it works on indentation, like spaces. It should be.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So maybe you can use an YAML init, I think. Yeah. Linda, yeah.
Okay, let me delete this configuration. It is running, right?
Yeah. Target TSTP started.
Okay. Job in.
Model.
Multiple swap conflicts with job name. It is running now.
Yeah.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
So yes. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me? I'm audible.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how the setup is does. Like we install a node export Prometheus on the server.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I show you here, we install the Prometheus on this server. It runs on the port 9090, and Prometheus on this server, node exporter on this server, it runs on 9100.
Yeah.
So just to check that, as I checked here, we can also telnet to the server. That means connection is up and running.
Okay.
Okay. So connection is up and running. Just now, there's one thing like expression browser usage, or we can use that. So this is the
Yeah.
metric name. These are predefined metric names on Prometheus.
Okay.
So if I run this on the dashboard, say this is the dashboard, all right?
Yeah.
So can you see?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this is the dashboard.
Uh-huh.
Oh, see, this is the metric name.
Yeah.
Metric name is prom http metric handle request total. So what it does, it will show you all the requests like 4x's, 5x's, which is like which have come to the target node or on the Prometheus itself. So code 200 instance. What is this instance? It is an IP of that node exporter, all right?
Correct.
And job node exporter. So it has like 5, okay, 13, 7. It will show you the you can say the count of it, and we can take it as a graph also.
So, but what request that exporter is having? Like, why it is showing 5? What is that?
5 means?
I mean,
Hey,
what?
see, this is the request which, as I said, Prometheus pulls the data.
Yeah, correct.
So Prometheus has pulled for the job node exporter data 5 times.
Okay, okay, got it.
For this node exporter matrix, it has pulled it for this
5
much request, right?
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, and if I go to the status and check the targets, it will show it. It will take some time. Okay, so suppose if I only want to check for code 200.
Mhm.
So this is what label is. Code is your key and 200 is your value.
Okay.
So through this you can check. It is showing invalid parameter. Code. It is prompting for these 3. These are the default labels.
Yeah.
These are default labels. So it is showing that it is already like why it is showing me code, because it is already there. Equals to 200. So it will show you the request for 200 only.
200. Okay.
If you want to check the request for that particular instance, sorry, this is not the IP. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to see only count of this is the graph.
Okay.
So this is how we can. This is known as expression browser. Here, what it does, we mention the metric name, or in the metric name we define the labels and keys as well. So these are the few built-in labels which get generated when we create a Prometheus.
Okay.
Okay.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.